I had to make a quick trip down to Marengo, Ohio to visit one of our favorite breweries out there. This is the newest release from Hoof Hearted. This is Jacuzzerooski.
Glub, 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 glub. Hoof Hearted is blowing up. I mean, blowing up. I mean, they're now, it's weird to see an Ohio brewery on the beer trading website.
But right away, before I even say much about it, you can tell it doesn't look like a typical Hoof Hearted brewery beer. They usually do that like New England type IPA where it's real creamy and cloudy.
Yeah.
This is brewed with Citra hops and other experimental hops, but it looks just like a great double IPA.
Yeah, normally theirs looks almost like a Radler, like you said, very cloudy, creamy looking. This has a lot more clarity than, I mean, it's still pretty cloudy, but nowhere near the other ones we've had. So, Hoof Hearted is known for great beer. Let's see if their latest release follows suit. Let's take a sniff. Wow. I mean, God, they're like the masters of the hops.
Like dry hopping is unbelievable. Like that smells just as good as any Citra forward beer I've ever had. It's real tropical, mango-y kind of like cantaloupe, that kind of melon kind of flavor going on to it too.
Almost like there's like a lemony sort of like cleanliness to it. It's reminiscent of like a cleaning product, like a Lysol, but not as like chemical.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of that skunkiness in the background, a little dankness in the background.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a really nice, it's a good mixture of tropical and dank without being one terribly overpowering the other. It smells amazing. It's just one of those IPAs that you can't sniff any longer.
Yeah.
You just want to just dive right in.
I really, really do.
So why don't we stop sniffing and let's do that.
Cheers.
I kind of expected this to have more of a hop punch based on the aroma alone. I mean, that thing was hop explosion in your nose. This is more really mellow, bittering hops. You get some of the fruitiness, you get some of that tropical flavor, but it's kind of mellowed and subdued.
Yeah, I will say right off the bat, it's got a really nice body to it.
Yeah.
It is a nice, full flavored double IPA, but wow, I mean, that's succulent. That's flavorful. It really coats your mouth. You're right. Definitely more subdued, but there is a lot of flavor. Just not a lot. There's just no
it's not a hop explosion.
Yeah, it's not like a haymaker to your tongue.
Yeah. And you mentioned body. This does have oats and wheat in it, so I think that's probably where you're coming from with that. But what it really is it's kind of those more dank hop profile when it comes to the flavor, and it's more tropical on the nose. And so it's kind of, maybe that kind of confused me at first, but I mean, real drinkable, 8% alcohol, real drinkable. Does have a little burn going down, but
it's definitely
smooth and delicious.
Yeah, it's definitely got some resin-y kind of characters to it. It kind of reminds me, if I was blindfolded and I had to pick a brewery that this sort of reminded me of, it reminds me a lot of Stone.
Yeah.
It tastes like a Stone release. Some of their Enjoy buys are kind of reminiscent of this. So I actually like it a lot. I think it's pretty good. Corey, we've had a lot of Hoof Hearted on the show. They typically steal the show. I mean, typically we're both high A+ beers.
Yeah.
They won the King of Ohio IPA. I mean, they're obviously a fantastic IPA-driven brewery. What do you think about the Jacuzzerooski?
I'm going to give it about an 88. I don't want to quite say it's an A beer for me. I think the hops are a little out of balance. I wish there was a little more carbonation there. But I do like the flavors they put in. I do like some of that mouthfeel, a little bit of the creamy mouthfeel that's different. I just kind of wish, I don't know, it's not quite my thing. I don't know if I'd quite go A, but high B+ for sure.
This beer, even though it's heavy, I'm finding it to be really refreshing. Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying it. Not as much as some of the other things we've had from them, but I'm going to still give it like a 93, maybe even like a 94. I really like it. It's typically not the flavors I go for in an IPA, but they have done it really well. I'm really enjoying it. The mouthfeel is a big plus for me on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and give it just a really solid A beer.
All right. If you guys have gotten a chance to try some of Hoof Hearted's beer before, why don't you leave us in the comment section below and tell us what you thought about them, especially if you've had Jacuzzerooski, since this is our first foray into that. So until you do, always remember.
We are the Brew Review Crew.
We will review.
A brew for you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Right behind us, right here, is what might be the best Brew Review Crew branded merchandise we've ever received.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
This is a magnetic bottle cap catching opener from the Half Yankee Workshop, which is custom with really, really high quality materials. Look, I mean, it works too, so
Come on.
can't brag about them enough. Half Yankee Workshop, perfect for a man cave, brewery, beer lover, for refrigerator, anything.